Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is the model we're going to be transforming today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you learned something from it, and please hit the subscription button if you haven't done that yet. Love you. Right now I'll be using my spoolie and I'll just be using that to brush her brows. After that I'll be using white powder and I'll be using my powder brush. I'll doing this because she has an oily face and I just want the pencil to be visible when I start drawing her brows. And right now I'm using my Davis eye pencil and I'll be using the color 3. I'll just be using this to draw her brows. So guys, if you want to get a very detailed tutorial of how I draw my brows, I'm going to be leaving a link to that video at the description box down below, so please check that out to get a very detailed tutorial of how I draw my brows. Right now I'll be concealing her brows and I'll be using a Legiopol concealer in natural, and I'll be using a foundation color using the Superstay foundation in color 332 golden caramel. I'll be using the natural at her eyebrow bone, and I'll be using her foundation color at the outer side of her brows and also at the inner corners of her brows. So guys, I'm not going to be saying much about the brows, but like I said, if you want to get a very detailed tutorial of how I draw my brows, I'm going to be leaving the link to that video at the description box down below. So I'm sure you're going to learn lots from that when you watch the video. Moving on to her eyeshadow, I just used a tape at the corners of her eyelid. I wanted those fall off from my eyeshadow to be on it. So right now I'll be using the Sweat It eyeshadow palette and I'll be using that black shade. I'll be using that outer corners of her eyes. So what I'm just going to be doing here is I'll just be dapping the eyeshadow on her eyes. I'll dab and then I'll move in a circular motion. That's just all I'm going to be doing here. Just dab and move in a circular motion just to blend everything in her eyes. So right now I'll be using that dark brown shade and I'll be using that after the black shade. So after that black shade, I went in with the dark brown shade and I'll be using that immediately after the black shade. Then I went in with the classic eyeshadow primer and I'll be using that to prime the inner corners of her eyes. I went on to blend the black and the brown shade together. I also noticed that black shade was not as dark as I want, so I went in with the dark shade again, with the black shade again at the outer corners of her eyes. I'll just be patting that at the outer corners of her eyes and I'll be blending everything together again. I also found that I was losing the brown shade I applied earlier, so I went back into that brown color and I'll also be patting that after the black shade. Right now I'll be going in with that new shade from the NYX Fratboy palette and I'll be using that at the inner corners of her eyes. I'll just be dapping that all over the inner corners of her eyes. Right now I will be lining her eyes and I'll be using the Clever Cat eyeliner in color 1. I'll be using that to line her eyes. I'll just be doing a little bit of catty eye, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Then I went on to fix her lashes, and I went in with the silver glitter. I'll just be applying that above the eyeliner just to make the eye pop more. So for face, I'll be using this Stay Matte primer, and I'll be using the Superstay foundation in the color 332 golden caramel. I'm so sorry I lost the footage of how I applied the foundation, but for her concealer I used the natural, the Elegel natural and coltan. I used the natural first, and then I went with the coltan because I noticed that the foundation was a little bit lighter than her skin color, so I did not want the concealer to be that light. That was why I mixed it with something dark. For her contour, I'll be using the LA Pride contour palette, and I'll be using those two shades for her. So I'll be using my brush to contour, and I'll be contouring her cheeks, her forehead, and also her nose. For her nose contour, when I was done using the brush, I went in with the beauty blender just to reduce the intensity of the contour. Then I went with my Zikal face palette, and I'll be using the shade Fawn to set in her concealer. Then I went on to wipe the excess on her face. Right now I'll be using the shade Chestnut on my Zikal face kit palette, and I'll be using that to set her contour. Once I was done with that, I went on to line her waterline, and I'll be using my Clever Cat eyeliner for that. After that, I went in with my classic primer, eyeshadow primer, and I'll be using that under her eyes, under her waterline. I'll just be putting that there because I wanted to add another color for my eyeshadow. Right now I'll be using that color for my eyeshadow palette, my NYX White palette, and I'll be using that directly under my eyes. I'll just be smacking the color under there just to give this look more color. I also went on to apply under eyes lashes for this look to pop more. For her lips, I'll be using the classic eye pencil, and I'll be using that to line her lips. Guys, I'm so sorry I lost the clip of how I achieved this lip, but all I did here was to apply a nude lippy on her lips and also a lip gloss. I'm going to be leaving the names of the lippy at the description box down below. I also went in with a powder shade for my Zikal face kit, and I used the warm honey and the toffan. Then I went in with my Miss Rose makeup fixer and just use that to spray all over her face. So this is the end of the look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned one or two things from this. Please do not forget to give this video a thumb up, like, subscribe, and also share. Thank you all so much for watching. I also went on to change her lippy. I just used the classic lippy for this, which I'm going to be leaving the name and description box down below. Thank you all so much again. I love you. Mwah.